Mike, this is the first game where I thought Penn State lost legitimately. The NCAA sanctions didn't play a factor in them losing. I thought they could have won the Ohio game if they had Silas Red. I thought they could have won the Virginia game if they had their kicker. This is a game where eventually they got worn down by a talented Ohio State team with a lot of athletes. Yes, I thought there were some bad penalty calls, things that didn't go their way. I think they had some bad play calling themselves in this game as well. For the first time I saw O'Brien make some calls, I was like questioning why he did certain things. But your impressions of what you saw, and even the atmosphere at Penn State with 107,000 whiteout game.
Yeah, the atmosphere was tremendous, 107,000 plus, and they were making a lot of racket. It was a great college football atmosphere. But from very early in the game, you could see that Penn State didn't have the edge that it's had against everybody for the last month on the line of scrimmage. They didn't have a lot of the things that they were doing in terms of spreading people out, and we're going to, Matt McGloin's going to roll out, and we're going to have two tight ends come down here, and they can't cover them both. That wasn't as open. There wasn't as much space for all of this stuff that Penn State was doing so effectively schematically for the last month or so. All of that stuff was just, this is a different level of football that we're playing right now. So, Urban Meyer has done a really good job. I mean, remember, Ohio State lost 7 games last year. And they did not a lot of true freshmen are making an impact. I mean, Urban Meyer is a great football coach, and you got to remember that they're going to practice every day too. Yeah, they gave up 49 points to Indiana 2 weeks ago, but they're a better defense than that now. So I mean, I didn't really see this coming. Ohio State was better than I thought, and although you could look at plays, you can look at specific plays that could have turned it. They legitimately got whooped.
They did, and I think they wore them down in the end with their no huddle. But there were plays that the holding on the punt was horrendous, I felt. If you look back at the replay, it looked like the guy was just trying to watch so his knees didn't get chopped out. But that's not Braxton Miller. I was impressed with him as a runner, as a thrower. The guy's not that good, but what an athlete. He is a great athlete.
No question.
And Ohio State, I'll give them credit because again, like you, 49 points to Indiana. I came into this game thinking this is going to be a Penn State win. 2 years in a row, you're going to beat the Buckeyes. Well,
yeah,
they
I
did
thought
well.
they were going to win. I did. I thought Penn State was going to win.
A couple of things that bothered me with McGloin. I thought he was pressing, but he was thrown off the wrong foot. He was just some bad things. Sort of like Matt McGloin of last year came back a little bit. He was forcing some balls, ones that weren't intercepted and ones that were. What do you think Penn State is going to learn as we go forward? What can they take into Purdue this week, and what for the future, Nebraska, Wisconsin down the road? How can they learn from a loss?
Sure. I really wish that we could have talked to Bill O'Brien before the show, but the hurricane has
moved it back a little bit.
The storm has made that impossible. To hear him talk on that topic because there's. He talks about having a game plan offense. Well, we can adjust to whatever the other team is doing, and it'll be interesting to see how they tweak going forward. But maybe it's just going to be a matter of Ohio State was probably the best team they've played, and it's just a little bit. It's just like playing. You can run in basketball. You can run your half-court offense against okay athletes. It's a little harder to run it against really good athletes. I think that was part of it. And the other interesting thing is now the emotional tidal wave has kind of crashed to the shore. So now we're coming back. We're going on the road. What's their mental and emotional state going to be as they look to the last 4 games of this crazy, unprecedented season?
I honestly think that it'll help them to be on the road. I think 107,000 in a whiteout game. This was their bowl. I think a lot of these players were overhyped. And I think, granted, I thought there were some bad calls, but I think there's times where guys didn't play as well just because they were trying too hard out there. And
that's certainly possible.
Do them good to be away again.
Yeah, I don't think being on the road this week is a bad thing at all. I would agree with that.